Hi friends, welcome. My name is Mrs. Googe and I am a second grade teacher at Bluegrass Elementary. Together we are working on week 5 of KCS at home learning. If this video is hard to understand, try these tips and tricks and see if they can be helpful. Turn on closed captions if available. Adjust the playback speed to slow down the video. Consider watching short clips, then pause, listen, and watch again. And ask someone in your home to watch the video with you. Stop frequently and talk to your partner about what you heard and understood. Today we're going to begin by reviewing two care patterns that we have already learned in second grade. The first one is the OY pattern, like in the word boy. So it's going to make the OI sound. Let's practice. Here we go. OY, boy, oi. Say it again with me. Ready? OY, boy, oi. Excellent. The second care pattern we're going to review today is the OI pattern, just like in the word oil. So it's also going to make the OI sound. Let's practice together. Here we go. OI, oil, oi. Good. One more time. OI, oil, oi. Excellent job. We are going to decode some words or break them apart and then put them back together to figure out what they are. So the first thing I would do as a good reader, if I didn't recognize a word right away, is to look for any vowels or vowel patterns that I recognize. In this first word, I see that vowel pattern OI as in the word oil, so I know it's going to make the oi sound. I'm going to use my fingers and tap out the sounds in the word and then put them back together at the end to figure out what it is. Okay, let's start. Here we go. Fingers up. Oi, oh, spoil. Good job. Let's try another one. Okay, the first thing that's catching my eye in this word is that capital T at the beginning. I know that there are two reasons for capital letters. It can either be a proper noun, a specific person, place, or thing, or it can be at the beginning of the sentence. I also see that OY pattern as in the word boy, so it's going to make the oi sound. So let's tap it out and see if we can figure out what this word is. Here we go. Oi, Troy. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. Oi, Troy. So what is this word? Troy. Do you think that this is a proper noun or that it comes at the beginning of a sentence? Or maybe both? Okay, up next, here we go. I see that vowel at the beginning, E. I know that vowels can make a short sound. They can make a long sound and say their name, or they can even make the schwa sound like the U, just depending on the word it's in. So I'm going to start with the short sound when breaking apart or decoding this word and see if it makes sense to my ears. Also in this word, I see the OY pattern, and it's going to make the OI sound like in the word boy. So let's tap it out and figure out what this word is. Here we go. J, OI, enjoy. Let's try again, ready? J, OI, enjoy. So what is this word? Enjoy, excellent. Let's try another. I see our OI pattern like in the word oil, and I also see an SE at the end, and I know sometimes that can make the E silent. Let's try. Here we go. Oi, noise. One more time. Oi, noise. Great job. Next up, right at the beginning, I see that CH. I know it makes the ch sound. And I see the OI, like in the word oil, the one we practiced today. And I also see CE at the end. And I know together sometimes they can make the S sound like the letter S. So let's tap it out and see if we can figure out or decode this word. Here we go. Ch, oi, s, choice. Does that sound like a word we know? Let's try again. Ready? Ch, oi, s, choice. Excellent job. Okay, last but certainly not least, let's look at this long word. I see an A, the vowel A, right at the beginning. I see two N's working together to make one sound. I see a Y like in the word boy. It's going to make the oi sound. And then finally ED at the end is going to make the D sound. So let's tap it out and see if we can figure out or decode this word. Now, starting with that vowel at the beginning, the A, if you're unsure of what sound it makes, I always tell my second graders, look around the vowel to see if there are any clues or patterns that could tell you how you should say that sound. In this case, I'm not seeing one, so I would just try all of the vowel sounds. Now, I recognize the word, but if I didn't, I would try them out and see which one makes sense. So here we go. Let's tap out this word together. Here we go. Ready? Oid. Annoyed. So does that make sense to our ears, the word annoyed? Yes. If I were to try a different vowel sound, like the long sound, oid, annoyed, does that make sense? No. So you just try them out and see which one makes the most sense to your ears if there's not another clue inside of the word to help you out. Okay, now let's take our patterns and our practice and knowledge and use them to read this passage together. You'll follow along with me. Joy said to her friend Troy, "Wow, there is not a cloud in the sky. How about we go out and enjoy this beautiful day?" Troy was a boy who was kind of a grouch. "Joy, did that loud noise last night spoil your sleep? It annoyed me. I just want to sit on the couch." I wonder what loud noise he could be talking about. Let's continue. "Troy, you will enjoy being out," Joy said. "We can go to the playground." That might be a good choice, Troy decided. "Troy, I'm proud of you," Joy cheered. So we never found out what that loud noise is. I bet that our sleuth passage will give us some clues. Okay, so before we start reading that passage, I want to remind you of 4 things that good sleuths and good readers are always doing as they read. The first thing is to look for clues as you're reading. The second is to ask questions. The third is to make your case. And then the fourth is to prove it. Okay, so thinking about Unit 4, the one we are currently in, our big unit essential question, the one we've been working to answer all unit long, really there are 2. The first is, how do things change? And how do they stay the same? So as we continue working our way through this unit, we're going to keep those questions in mind. Our purpose for reading today, or our job. Today we need to learn about the layers of the earth. Did you know that there were layers of the earth? Wow. We need to think about how do the layers change and how do they stay the same? Okay. So here is our passage. It's beautifully colored and there are lots of fun text features and illustrations. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking. I see the title right at the top. It is nice and big and they both start, do you see, with the letter D. What is the title of our story? Digging Deep. Wonder where they could be digging. So remember our purpose for reading. Before we start reading, I want to think about how do the layers of the earth change and how do they stay the same? We need to learn about them. Okay, let's zoom in together. I want you guys to read along with me. We will read the title and then the text in the yellow box, and we'll stop and talk about it at the end. Okay, here we go. Digging deep. Do you think there is a lot of activity on Earth's surface? You should see what is going on below us. What happens deep in the earth can have a big effect on what happens where we live. So they're already talking about what's going on below us. Looking at the model with these beautiful labels, which layer of earth do you think we live on? The layer we walk and live on is called the crust. It is Earth's thinnest layer. The thickest part is about 25 miles or 40 kilometers deep. The thinnest part is about 3 miles or 5 kilometers deep. That is at the bottom of the ocean. So they're giving us measurements for how thick or thin the Earth's crust is. We are used to seeing that unit of measurement miles, kilometers, the km right there. The abbreviation is just another unit of measurement. So thinking about the Earth's crust where we live and walk on every day, it can be as thick as 25 miles, wow, or as thin as 3 miles. So think about, why would the Earth's crust not all be the same size? Think about what's on the surface. Mountains and oceans that are a lot thinner. Very interesting. So we're learning about those layers of the earth. So far, we've learned about the crust. Let's continue. Below the crust is a layer called the mantle. It is the thickest layer, almost 1,864 miles or 3,000 kilometers thick. It is much hotter than the crust. In fact, it is so hot that rocks can melt. Sometimes the melted rock can flow out onto the crust as lava. That's how volcanoes form. Wow. So do you think we could live on the mantle where rocks can melt? No, absolutely not. I have heard and seen pictures, heard about, I should say, and seen pictures of lava. Did you know that that is where the lava came from? Came from inside of the earth and out onto the crust where we live? Very interesting. Okay, let's continue. Next paragraph. Under the mantle in Earth's center is a super hot core. The other part of the core is liquid. The inner part is solid. Scientists think that heat rising up from the core may be one cause of earthquakes. They also think the inner core spins in place. It creates an invisible magnetic shield that protects us from the sun. Scientists keep digging to learn how these lower layers affect our world. Wow. Okay, so let's review. We're going to turn back and I want to review all of the different layers of the earth. So starting at the top where we live, we have that layer that starts with a C. Do you know what it's called? The crust. That's where we live. The next layer down is called the mantle. After that, even further inside of the earth is the outer core. And then at the very center is the inner core. So we have learned about 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers of the earth and how they change and how they stay the same. I love that they mentioned a possible explanation for earthquakes. Again, that's bringing me back to our I Can Read passage where Troy mentioned a loud noise that disturbed his sleep. Do you think it could have been an earthquake? Maybe. Okay, so let's think about what we read. I am challenging you to a writing prompt. Here's your prompt. Explain how Earth's lower layers affect activity on the crust. So I just sort of gave you an idea thinking about Troy and the loud noise he heard and all of the things that are happening below us. How do Earth's lower layers affect activity or things going on the crust where we live? Remember, when you're writing, you need to include a topic sentence, details to support your answer, and a conclusion sentence. For further activities or further extension ideas, let's see. We can create a model. You can use a variety of materials to create your very own model of the earth. You can use things you already have in your home, like Play-Doh, Legos, or you can even draw a beautiful model using colored paper. Remember, the most important thing is to label each layer, just like that beautiful illustration was labeled for us in the text. Let's think about all the things we learned today. We decoded words with the OY and OI pattern. We read the I Can Read passage about Joy and Troy. We read the awesome sleuth passage, Digging Deep, and learned about layers of the earth. And then now we have ideas for how we can extend our learning by writing and answering that question and creating a model of the earth. So now I challenge you to get started with all of those awesome activities. And I want you to hold on to your writing prompt and model, and we're going to dive deeper and take another look at it next week together. I want to thank you for spending time with me and thank you for reading with me. I hope that you and your loved ones are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I look forward to working with you again next week. Thank you very much.